Hey, good morning, everybody. What a wonderful Monday morning, right? It's overcast, it's cool, we're starting to go into fall. I spent yesterday outside. It was just wonderful. And I hope you have just as beautiful of a day. I really, really do. So if you don't know who I am, I'm Rita Hickman. I'm a body-mind expert and I'm a shiatsu massage therapist. But my specialty is helping women learn about how they work. When you learn how you work, then you have the ability to change your situation, specifically if you are with a narcissist or a toxic person somewhere in your life. It could be at work, it could be at home, it could be with your children, it could be, your family member. It's all over the place. Because of the level of stress that we're under, the whole planet, all of these mental health issues are starting to come to the surface. And because mental health issues are woefully misunderstood, and because they are not given the support and getting their needs met when to avoid mental illness, you're surrounded by narcissists. It's just the way that it is. Everywhere you go, you're going to be surrounded by narcissists. So there's this vision that you're probably at a place where you're pretty angry, and finding somebody who's nice, finding, a nice boss, a nice job, a new guy, a different family member, cutting them out of your life, walking away, all of those things, those are important for your self-respect. But at the end of the day, the reason you're in a narcissist relationship is because you don't know how to create a healthy relationship. You don't know how to be a healthy person in a relationship. And that takes a lot of growth. That takes a lot of personal growth. So even getting rid of the old and finding the new doesn't really solve your problem. Because you can find people who are nicer and kinder and friendlier and more gentle, but you're still going to be surrounded by narcissists everywhere you go. And until we start to consciously create a community for ourselves of people who are less narcissistic, and until we consciously work on the things that get triggered and the ideas that hold us back and the stuff that stops us in our tracks and our past and our future and our worries and our health, until we start addressing those issues, then no matter where you go, you're still going to be surrounded by narcissists. And what's going to happen is, because you won't come across as someone who vibrates at a higher energy, not someone who's angry and defensive or sad and vulnerable, but instead you've done the work. You've gotten the help. You've found people who are capable of helping you move forward. And because of that, now you can go out into the world and not worry about narcissists, because you are no longer part of that dynamic. When you change how you interact with people, it changes how they interact with you. Now, all of this sounds really simple, right? Oh, you mean if I get up earlier, if I drink more water, if I take my vitamin C, if I, learn how to stand up for myself, all of these will change my life. All of those won't change your life by themselves. It happens because you decide that you're going to go on a pretty long journey. Now, the journey of transformation, it looks a lot like something out of Lord of the Rings. And Lord of the Rings was 3 movies long. Like 9 hours of movie? It's a long time. They went through lifetimes in that movie. And here you go. You're at the place where you don't want to be where you're at anymore, and it's not easy to get to where you need to go. And even though you're angry, and I don't blame you, because narcissists are very unpleasant to be in relationships with, the narcissist has a long way to go, and you've got a long way to go within yourself to start getting your own needs met, because you're not going to find it in a relationship. Although you can definitely find better relationships. If the narcissist relationship that you're in is not worth your time and energy, absolutely, you get to choose somebody who's much easier on you. Totally get it. And at the end of the day, until you learn how to love and respect yourself and nourish yourself and get the things that you need in order to grow, until you get the help that you need and the support and the new ideas and the new experiences and the adventures, because it is a bit of an adventure, you're kind of going to stay where you're at. There's a lot of personal growth, and becoming a healthy person can be very interesting and make your life very exciting if you choose to. You know, it can be a wonderful adventure if you look at it through the right lens. But you certainly don't have to grow. You certainly don't have to get insights or understandings. Most people don't, in fact. But if you want to become that higher version of you, then it's important that you use this whole narcissistic situation as motivation, as inspiration, as not as your competitor, as the thing that helps you become the person that you want to be. And the person that you want to be is someone that people don't screw with, is someone that when people try to screw with you, it doesn't bother you, is someone that's able to maintain balance and peace, and who's able to have that higher level of insight and unconditional love for the people around them. That's who you can become. You can move in that direction, but it really does start with you. You're not in a narcissistic relationship because of the narcissist. You're in a narcissistic relationship because you're someone who is in a narcissistic relationship, who is part of that dynamic, part of that picture, part of that dance. And when you change, the only thing you can change, which is you and how you see the world and how you feel inside of yourself. And it's not a brain game. It's not something where I'll just change how I think. You actually have to have physical experiences of love and support and new ideas and new insights and thoughts you never thought before, and healing sessions and vegetables. I mean, there's all sorts of things involved with this, but it definitely makes life worth living, and it's definitely not someplace where you get stuck very long, because it's a constant growth into who you want to become instead of the personality or the ideas that were imprinted on you of who you should become. You get to decide. And when you start on that journey, it does end. You do make a loop and come back with this wisdom and knowledge and understanding before you go on a journey again, because you find that the journey is totally under your control. The journey is where you want to go, how you want to do it, who you want to do it with. You know, the journey is you have power over it. And it's not easy, but when you come from the place of, you know what, I'm going to take back the control in my life to create the life that I want. Maybe take the control that you never ever felt that you had. When you learn how to do that, when you learn how to give yourself what you need and how to stick up for yourself and how to see a bigger picture and how to nourish yourself, you can't fail. You can't fail. Success is a side effect of you going on this journey. It doesn't come before you evolve and grow. So finding a nice guy, finding a nice person won't get rid of the narcissists in your life, because you will still be someone who is the personality that ends up in narcissistic relationships. And until we start to shift that and change that and own it and look at it as beautiful, then you're going to end up in another narcissistic relationship until you finally break free like a seed from its outer coat, like a flower reaching for the sun. And when you do, it starts to change, and you're going to do great. So if you need a little bit of help, set up a strategy call with me. It's $100 for 2 calls, and we really dive deep into what you're working with and come up with a plan. Look at where you're going, who you are, what you need, the steps to take. You know, we give you a solid place. And then if after the strategic, planning call where we have a good idea you want to work with me as a coach, then we will. It'll be great. And step by step, we'll get you moving in a good direction, okay? So I hope you have a great rest of your day. Reach out if you feel stuck. And reach out even if you don't feel stuck. because I love to hear the things that people have learned and the wisdom they've gathered over the years as they have grown and evolved too, to create healthy, loving relationships in their life. Okay? So I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.